Bear is one of the predatory mammals of the bear family that is spread in many places around the world. The male in Arabic is called a bear, the female is a bear, and the young are called a bear or dazim. Among the external characteristics familiar to all species of bears are short tails, and they can reproduce easily, in addition to their delicate sense of smell and hearing, 5 non-reversible claws, and long shaggy and dense fur. And the ears are round. The bear uses its teeth for self-defense and as tools, as their use varies according to the bear's diet, and the claws are used for tearing, digging and gripping. It is believed that black bears, as well as other species, are able to distinguish colors, which helps them to identify fruits and nuts. Bears have from 32 to 42 teeth, depending on the species to which they belong, and these teeth are not specialized in killing prey like the teeth of felines. The tusks of bears are smaller than the tusks of other carnivores, whose tusks appear long and sharp and are specialized in killing prey. They are used for self-defense and as tools. Bear molars are wide and flat, and are used to tear and grind plant materials and turn them into small pieces. Bears have 4 legs, each of which ends with 5 sharp, non-retractable claws, unlike felines, and these claws are used for several purposes including climbing trees, opening termite and bee nests, digging to find roots, or capturing prey, depending on the particular species. The oldest of them when walking, unlike most other carnivores that tend to walk on their toes, where the heels touch the ground and use claws for balance, and although bears are slower than most carnivores, they are able to run at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. The bear's fur is often long and disheveled, and its colors vary according to the species, ranging from white, blonde or cream, black and white, to total black or all white, and the fur colors may differ within the same species, as in the case of black American bears, whose colors range from black, brown, burgundy, or bluish black, and some species of bears, such as the sun bear and the goggle bear, have faint marks on their face or chest. Male bears of all factions are larger than females, but the difference between races varies and shows a huge difference for larger factions, as male polar bears may weigh twice the weight of females, while males and females of smaller factions are almost the same weight. A bear has a lifespan of about 25 to 40 years, and bears in the wild are known to spend less ages than captive bears. Housing bears live in a variety of habitats ranging from the tropics to the Arctic, and from forests to fields. Bears are omnivorous animals, carnivores and vegetation, although some species specialize in a specific diet only, such as the polar bear, and bears usually feed on small mammals, roots, hazelnuts, berries. You might also mean a watercourse to catch fish, and the most popular fish are salmon. Bears often travel great distances to find their food, and they often hunt at dusk or dawn, unless humans are nearby. Behavior: a polar bear resting bears often lead solitary lives except for mothers who take care of their young, or during the mating season when males and females meet. Bears form small groups when food is abundant in only a small area, as do brown Alaskan bears, the Kodiak breed and the gray bear. When they congregate in the area, they also feed on salmon during their annual migration and when the fish swim upstream to reach their spawning grounds. Other breeds and species of bears lead a single life, where the male's region intersects with the female's territory, and each defends their territory against the same sex. Young males often leave their mothers to live alone in other areas, while the females live in an area that intersects with their mothers. Bears move through vast areas to find their food, remembering all the details of the area they cover and then returning later to the sites where food was abundant over the past seasons or years. Bears can climb trees in pursuit of a quarry or to get some plants, and they do not deviate from this rule, as only for polar bears and adult brown bears whose weight is difficult for them to climb trees. Larger species of bears such as the polar bear and grizzly bear, the grizzly breed of brown bear, are dangerous to humans, especially in areas where they are accustomed to humans, but bears are usually shy. And she is easily afraid of a person, but she will defend her injustice fiercely in case of need. Reproductive behavior: bears' reproductive behavior. The courtship period for bears is very short, and the bears breed on a seasonal basis. Usually after the end of the hibernation-like period, the cubs are born blind, hairless, and without teeth, and the young are born in a stomach that usually ranges from 1 to 3 in grown bears, and remains with their mother for 2 full seasons. Daisies continue to feed on their mother's milk throughout their stay with them, and this habit gradually subsides with the growth of the puppies and then begins to learn to hunt, and the cubs live with their mother for about 3 years until they enter the estrus cycle again and expel them. Bears reach sexual maturity at about their 5th to 7th years, which are generally, they are solitary creatures and do not stay near each other for long periods, except that certain exceptions have been observed, as siblings who recently separated from their mother in addition to semi-adult bears, of the same age and rank, spend a lot of time in groups. Interaction between bears and humans. Bears are adapted, like other forest animals, to walk in wooded and rugged lands without making a sound, despite their enormous size, and they sometimes exist in close proximity to humans, but they remain avoiding them and often are aware of the presence of humans before the latter becomes aware of their presence, so conflicts few and avoid. Bears remain opportunistic animals that feed on any kind of food, including trash left by humans, and they accept deliberate feeding, which makes them more dangerous and increases the opportunity and intensity of confrontation. When the bear associates man with food, his shyness and natural fear of humans and becomes a family, just as the bear may become a danger to humans when he considers him a danger to his puppies or as a competitor to his food, but in the event of a confrontation with a bear, experts advise that the person retreat back along the same path that he came from it and speaks loudly so that the bear feels its presence and does not take it by surprise, and the bear rarely attacks in this case, and some other experts advise that one lie on the ground and wait until the bear loses its interest or to keep an obstacle between the person and the bear like a rock or a thick trunk. A person is often more agile and faster than a bear, which gives him time to maneuver by hiding behind an obstacle, which causes frustration for the bear and loses interest in the end, and when confronted with a bear, experts advise not to ever look into its eyes because this view is interpreted by many animals as a challenging and threatening look. Bear is one of the largest animals on Earth. Its weight ranges from 300 to more than 800 kilograms. And his body is covered with thick fur. And the bear is an intelligent animal that has a strong sense of smell, which compensates for poor eyesight. He is fluent in the use of his fingers in a minute work. Other information: it is assumed that bears in the northern regions hibernate in winter, and in the Middle Ages it was believed that they die and are reborn in the spring. Several species of bears actually enter a phase called winter hibernation or winter sleep, but this is not considered a real hibernation, as in true hibernation the degree of the animal's temperature nearly freezes and its heart rate drops dramatically, but the animal wakes up from time to time until it urinates and defecates or eats from the food it stored. As for bears, their temperature and heart rate do not drop much and they do not usually wake up during their sleep. Consequently, they do not eat, urinate and defecate throughout this period. Females give birth to their offspring during this period. Many countries around the world have passed laws to protect bears from hunters or from destroying housing, but in captivity bears have been trained to dance, boxing, and cycling. This use of animals became controversial in the late 20th century. Kodiak bears, the Kodiak brown bear breed, are the largest species, and even the largest carnivores on Earth, although polar bears are heavier, and sun bears that are the size of a dog are the smallest. Bears as foods and cures. Many people enjoy catching and eating bears, especially in Southeast Asia, where bear palms are considered a luxury dish, and many people in China, Japan and Korea use organs and secretions from bears, bladder and gallbladder in particular, in traditional Chinese medicine, as there are farms specializing in China, Vietnam and Korea specialize in breeding gall bears to extract their excreta. Classification: Kodiak bear, Kodiak breed, Syrian brown bear at the Biblical Zoo in Jerusalem. The giant panda species genus Iliorectus, extinct. Panda genus type Panda baquan, extinct. Panda species Vovalis, extinct. Giant panda type Giant panda. Panda kenling, a type of dwarf panda. Spectacle bear species, the genus of a goggle bear. Spectacled bear Florida goggle bear, extinct. The genus of a short-faced bear Giant short-faced bear, extinct short-faced bear. Familiar, extinct Brazilian short-faced bear, extinct Argentine short-faced bear, extinct bear species, sun bear genus, Sioux. N. bear.